Because the reason why I asked that, because I talk to a lot of Jewish people, and they're all around 30th and Market, all the way down where I'm at. And whenever I'm talking to Jewish people, I always ask them. They say Abraham, they say Isaac, but they can't tell me Jacob. They say, well, it's in the Torah. They said it's in the Torah. Now, when I look at your information that you have, you're familiar with your Jewish encyclopedia, right? Yeah. You never seen your Jewish encyclopedia? Oh my God. And your Jewish encyclopedia, it has a saying in there called Edom. You know who Edom is, right? Give me Genesis 21, 25, 21.
It's on the poster.
Esau's right here. In the Bible, Isaac and Rebecca, right? They had 2 kids, right? When Esau came out, he came out red all over like a hairy garment. Okay? Now, he came out red all over like a hairy garment because his face was pale. You know, he had leprosy of the skin. He was not dying. But it shows forth the blood out of his face. Like when you read Genesis. And Esau is the only one character in the Bible that explains why he looked the way he looked. Like when I look at you, you're not a Caucasian woman. You're not a Caucasian man. You're different shades of red. And I can prove that.
I'm what?
Yeah.
I'm just...
What is this?
Genesis 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife.
So Isaac, we agree. You know, you studied the Torah, right, both of y'all? Okay, we agree that Isaac and Rebecca, you know, they did a thing and they about to have a baby. All right, Isaac and Rebecca, come on.
Because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. 22. And the children struggled together within her.
Now, the children that's going to come out, you know, according to the Torah, they're Esau and Jacob, correct? Okay. You agree? Esau and Jacob, right? Okay, come on.
And she said, if it is be so, why am I thus?
There's a struggle in the womb. So if it be so that she's going to be having kids, why is there a struggle? Come on.
And she went and to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Now when it says, when the Heavenly Father said 2 nations are in thy womb, a man represents a nation. It's like we got 12 tribes of Israel. Each man represents a nation of people. Go to verse 30 right quick.
25 and 30. Genesis. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
That same red pottage, why? Because the blood that shows forth from his skin is different shades of red. Like you see I see a lot of young people, they have that bright red look where they can blend in with this background to a different, to a pinkish look. It's all different shades of red. So Esau said, feed me with that same red meat, with that same red pottage. Why? Because the blood showed forth out of that meat. Come on.
I pray thee with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Edom. His name was called Edom. Why? Because Edom means red. In Hebrew, Adawam. Adawam. Esau in Hebrew is Adawam. He is red. Now, when you look in your Jewish encyclopedia, it says Edom is modern Jewry. So Edom, the kids who are Edomites are the ones calling themselves Jews today. You know? And also, if you look and do Google Alexander the Great, you know who he is, right? He was called the Idumean ruler. You do know that, right? You don't know your own history? He was called the Idumean ruler. And Idumean is Greek for Edom. Give me Revelation 10. Idumean is Greek for Edom. Yeah. And also, Arthur Koestler is, he grew up believing that he was a Jew, and he wrote in a book that 13 tribes. In order for Caucasian people to be Jews, you have to add a 13th tribe, because he found out like we have a big gap in history here. A big gap in history. But to show you who your people are, because you got to understand, you yourself believe that y'all are Jews, just like I believed at one point in time that I was African American. So I found out African American is actually 2 Caucasian men's names. You're going to find out today who you are. I'm going to leave you. I already told you that you're an Edomite. Me? I'm the Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Now, if you say that you're a Jew, what tribe would you come from? See, that's the big problem right there. Huh? Okay, you have to, there's 10 laws, there's 12 tribes of Israel. Give me that sign. Did I get that sign right there? Huh?
I know that.
Not a coat? Not a coat, not a Levite. Well, I know that. Here is the 12 tribes of Israel that is lost and found. And what you got to understand here is that the people that is called niggers, wetbacks, spics, coons, and looked at with total disgrace is actually the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You got Revelations 2:9?
Revelation 2 verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation, in poverty, but thou art rich.
The reason why the Heavenly Father says that he knows our worst tribulations and poverty, because when you read throughout Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, the Israelites broke the law, statutes, and commandments and were thrown out of Jerusalem. And they're still in exile, waiting to come back to Jerusalem. No, we don't need confirmation. History proves it. Exactly. But hold on, I'm helping you out too. You know why I'm helping you out too? Because yeah, not only that, but your people did a whole lot of wicked things to the Jews. So you know that your people financed the bankroll the slave trade and the Holocaust over 100 million Jews? Yeah.
She doesn't get it.
Who you think financed the slave trade? You see those signs right there? You see all those people right there? Those so-called black people? Well, your people financed and controlled the transatlantic, because they did. Yeah, your people kept records. Your people kept records. Yes, they come over there with names like Abraham and stuff like that, the names that's found in the Bible, and they're the ones who Holocaust over 100 million Jews. But hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, read. Keep going.
In that art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them.
The blaspheming is a filthy, wicked lie. Come on.
Of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Yeah, so you know the Heavenly Father said he knows the blaspheming of a group of people who's saying that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Why? Because your people are not the Jews at all. Your people are imposters. But you do know that, right? You do know that your people are imposters in land. For an example, hold on, I can hit you with some history. Whenever you look into Bible prophecy, it says when the Jews is back home, that there will be no wars. I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of your history. Let me Proverbs 28:1. Proverbs 28:1. I see these people got to understand. Our people, the blacks and the Spanish, got to understand that these people who call themselves Jews are not the Jews of the Bible. And when you begin to question these Jewish people or who they always got to run away. Why? Because they cannot defend who they are. They cannot defend. You scratch a little bit of the history and they got to leave.